You ever get to a commercial gym like this one and see someone doing an exercise that kind of seems pointless? Well, in today's video, I'm training chest and back, and I'm gonna be going over the most useless chest and back exercises and showing you what you should be doing instead. Let's get into it. Now, before I go into my list, I wanna get an understanding of what other people, just average Joes working out in the gym, what exercises do they think are the most useless for chest and back?
Definitely what comes to mind right now is that variation of lat pull down where you do it like reverse and you put it up behind your head. Honestly, that's the only one that really comes to mind.
So what would you say is the most useless chest exercise that you see people doing for muscle growth?
Definitely the decline bench. Like, I see a lot of people
With dumbbells or with barbell?
with barbell. I see a lot of people, especially in this commercial gym, right?
Yeah.
They get like the seat thing, right? And they like lift it up and put dumbbell.
Oh, they make it more inclined or
Yes.
declined?
Yeah, decline, and
Yeah,
they do barbell on the. It just doesn't make sense. Like, there's so many better workouts you could do.
Got you. So you're saying that one's not the most effective for like actually like targeting the pecs?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
for both strength and muscle growth.
All right, so you heard it here first. The most useless back exercise for, you said David?
Yeah.
David is the behind the neck lat pull down and the declined barbell bench press. Good stuff, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we got an understanding of what people in the gym think are the most useless chest and back exercises, I'm gonna go over my list. And the first on the list for chest is going to be the hex press. This is probably one of the most useless chest exercises I've seen people doing. One, because you're not getting as much pec activation as you would with any other standard dumbbell press. It's way too much shoulder, way too much tricep, and honestly, you're just not getting the bang for your buck. So what's a better alternative? For me, it's always going to be an incline dumbbell chest press. Why do I pick the incline dumbbell press over the hex press? One, you're getting a much better stretch, much better contraction. You can go heavier in the weights. It's not putting as much tension on your shoulders. And then obviously with that stretch, you're gonna be able to hit that upper chest, which a lot of people have a hard time contacting or hitting that mind muscle connection with their upper chest. So for me, it's always gonna be a better option. The next exercise on the most useless chest exercise list is gonna have to be the standing chest fly. Now, I know a lot of people love this exercise, but unfortunately, with poor form, too many people turn this into a front delt shoulder exercise. They don't have enough core stability, and it just ends up taking away from all the potential tension that you should be having on your pecs, which is the purpose of the exercise in the first place. So let's go over the step-by-step, point-by-point list of why the standing chest fly is on the most useless chest exercise list. Starting with people using too much momentum because they don't have enough core stability. Next is poor posturing with the front delt taking over, like I mentioned before. Not enough emphasis on the stretch, which studies have found is the most hypertrophic benefit. When you have that eccentric stretch on the muscle, that's where the most potential for muscle growth is. And then honestly, the pulleys are pulling you back. It's the force of gravity forcing you back. So what should you do instead? Well, lucky for you, you don't have to go far. You can stay with the same machine, but instead of doing it standing, we're gonna do it seated. And why? Well, first things first, being seated completely takes the core out of the equation. You can focus more on the stretch emphasis that I mentioned before. It's really based on your shoulder mobility, but going as far back as your shoulders will allow to get that pec stretch for maximum hypertrophic effect. And I mean, obviously, since you're not standing, you're not wobbling, and you have better control of the movement through the concentric and eccentric portions of the entire rep. All right, so the last chest exercise on the useless list for me has got to be the plyometric push-up. I think it's a clear indication of someone who's very new to fitness. The reason why I think the plyometric push-up is probably one of the most useless exercises for chest growth is one, there's not enough tension. Like you're getting some contraction when you're pushing off of the floor, and that's really about it. Aside from that, the potential for shoulder injury is way too high. You also have to rely on your core stability. It's just not worth it. And lastly, it turns what should be a push workout into cardio work. And I'm not hitting chest to do cardio. If I want to do cardio, I'll either run outside or I'll step on a Stairmaster. I'm not trying to turn my push/chest workouts into a cardio machine. So yes, the last exercise for chest that's the most useless is going to be the plyometric push-up. So what should you do instead? For me, to get that exploding push off of the floor and still slowing down the eccentric portion of the rep is going to have to be floor presses. You don't have to have that potential for injury. It is a little bit limited in the range of motion because you can't drive your elbows back, but it's much safer than doing a plyometric push-up. So that's going to be why I'm always going to choose floor press over plyometric push-ups. All right, before we move into the most useless back exercises, I want to take a small time to talk to you about my supplement sponsor, HTLT. Whether it's the pre-workouts, the Seco bar, here we got the pre-workout 3.0 watermelon, sour watermelon, delicious. I love that flavor, but let's be honest, our signature product has got to be the Turk Builder and the Turk Builder Platinum. Listen, I've been with the company for over 2 years, and there's a reason why there's a money back guarantee for these products specifically, because people keep coming back to the site to buy it. So if you want a natural advantage to lifting in the gym, go on to htltsupplements.com, get you some Turk Platinum or Turk Builder Max, and use code JesusV for 15% off. All right, now we're moving on to the most useless back exercises. And this next one need to be completely retired. Like, I'm talking, if you see somebody doing this exercise in the gym, you need to be ringing the shame bell. Shame. Shame. That's how egregious this exercise is. And I'm talking the behind the neck lat pull down. This has got to be the worst. Why? Because you're putting your neck at risk. Two, you're not even targeting the lats like you're supposed to. The whole purpose of this movement is to get maximum tension on the latimus dorsi. And when you're putting the bar behind your neck, you're not getting activation in the lats. And then honestly, you have to keep it so controlled. It's a terrible, terrible movement. So what should you do instead? I don't know, maybe the standard lat pull down where you're not putting your neck and your head at risk and you're slightly leaning back and you're getting maximum activation of the latimus dorsi. All right, so obviously if you're doing the standard lat pull down, not only are you going to be able to progressively overload heavier weight, you're not going to be putting your neck or shoulders at risk. It's a better position to be able to directly target the lats. I think guys started watching the old 80s guys doing that and they thought they could do it, but anytime I see somebody do the behind the neck lat pull down, it's always being done incorrectly. So just stop it. So the next exercise on the most useless back exercise list is going to be super heavy or very heavy bent over barbell rows. Now, this is a great exercise, but when you preface it with super heavy, there's so much that goes wrong with this exercise. One, almost all the time when I see people doing bent over rows with very heavy weight, their form is completely compromised. Their lower back is vulnerable. Like it's just a mess. And there's so much other things that you can do to target the lats and the rhomboids and the upper and lower traps that won't put you in as much risk versus doing heavy weight with the barbell rows. So what should you do instead? For most people, especially for the average to moderate lifter, I'm gonna say go with chest supported rows. Why? Because you're gonna get a better mind muscle connection. You're not gonna have to worry about your lower back being injured. It's better mind muscle connection, like I mentioned before, and it hits directly towards the upper and lower traps and the lats that you're trying to target. So again, this is for people that want to grow muscle. If the goal is growth, you're almost always going to get better direct mind muscle connection with chest supported row over heavy bent over barbell rows. The last exercise on the most useless back exercise list is going to be the single arm dumbbell row. It's not because you can't target your back, but it's just not the most effective. One, you're limited to one single arm, which means that it's gonna take you longer. You're gonna be in the gym longer. And listen, I'm trying to be in and out. I'm trying to be as most efficient and effective as possible. Two, it limits you with stability. Like there's huge stability. You have to rely on your leg a little bit. You have to rely on your core a little bit. And listen, man, I'm just trying to target the prime mover, the prime muscle that I want to hit. I want to isolate it as best as possible. And with this one, you just can't do that. So what should you do instead? If I were you, I would do the isolateral plate loaded row. Why? Because if you want to do single arm, you could do single arm. But then if you want to do double arm, you could do double arm. And it's much easier to load the plates than it is to go back and forth to the dumbbell rack, lifting these 70, 80, 90, 100, 120 pound dumbbells. It's just the isolateral plate loaded row is gonna allow you to load plates much faster. It's gonna allow you to target the lats and the upper traps much better than you would with the dumbbell. And then also you don't have that stability issue with your core and your legs. So yeah, when it comes to the back with rows, I'm always gonna pick the isolateral plate loaded machine over single arm dumbbell row every single time. So listen, at the end of the day, no exercise is completely useless, and you could probably get something out of everything. But if the goal is muscle growth, there's always going to be one that's more effective, more efficient, much safer to use than the other. So if you found this content helpful, let me know your thoughts. If you disagree with any of my assessments on any of these exercises, let me know in the comments, roast me in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, comment, and subscribe, because we're gonna continue this mission to 1 million. Until next time, I'll see you. Peace.